Ready to break free and explore the world? This is Cassie and Jonathan with Expat Freedom Trail, your guide to living boundlessly. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the digital nomad dream. Picture this. You've swapped the monotony of the 9-to-5 grind for the freedom of the open road. You're working from the beach in Bali one month, coffee shops in Prague the next. It's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to this lifestyle. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from Expat Freedom Trail. These intrepid adventurers are contributing to their host countries in meaningful ways. They're injecting money into local economies, creating jobs, and supporting small businesses. They're bringing fresh perspectives and ideas, fostering a global community that transcends borders. But there's a flip side to this coin. As these nomad paradises become increasingly popular, they're also experiencing significant changes. Property values are rising, rents are skyrocketing, and longtime residents are finding themselves priced out of their own neighborhoods. This process, known as gentrification, is causing a stir in the digital nomad community. Gentrification isn't just about rising property values and rent hikes. It's about the erosion of cultural identity and community. It's about locals feeling like they're being pushed aside in their own homes. And it's an issue that's increasingly on the minds of digital nomads as they navigate this new way of living. Of course, not all digital nomads are contributing to gentrification. Many are conscious of their impact, making efforts to integrate into local communities and support local businesses. But the question remains, as more and more people chase the digital nomad dream, are they inadvertently contributing to gentrification in these nomad paradises? That's the big question. Let me know what you think in the comments. Meanwhile, let's dive in deep to find more answers. The gritty reality of gentrification in nomad paradises is complex and doesn't have easy answers. But it's a conversation worth having as we strive to balance the freedom of the digital nomad lifestyle with respect for the places and cultures we visit. So, are digital nomads inadvertently contributing to gentrification in some places? Let's discuss. But first, let's see what some locals and fellow travelers have to say. Today, we're hearing from Ronnie, a good friend and digital nomad from Knoxville, Tennessee, who's made Merida, Mexico his new home. Ronnie described his perspective as a double-edged sword. On one hand, we bring in money and new perspectives. On the other hand, depending where you are, this could drive prices up. It seems Ronnie acknowledges the potential economic boost that digital nomads can bring to a place, but he's also aware of the potential downside, namely the impact on property prices. Next, we spoke to Anna, a local in Merida. She has mixed feelings about the influx of digital nomads. She said, "I don't mind them coming here, but it's frustrating when they don't respect our culture and traditions. It's like they're just here for Instagram photos." Anna's words highlight a common sentiment among locals in popular digital nomad destinations. While they may welcome the economic benefits, there's a sense of cultural disrespect that can accompany the influx of digital nomads. Ronnie and Anna's perspectives bring to light the complex dynamics at play when digital nomads move into new communities. They underscore the importance of being mindful of our impact as we travel and work globally. It's a reminder that as digital nomads, we're not just tourists passing through. We're temporary residents who can have a lasting impact on the communities we join. Understanding these dynamics is critical to being a responsible digital nomad. It's about more than just the freedom to work from anywhere. It's about acknowledging the footprints we leave behind and striving to ensure they're positive ones. These are just a couple of many perspectives out there. It's clear that the digital nomad lifestyle can have both positive and negative impacts on local communities. As digital nomads, it's our responsibility to understand these impacts and do our best to minimize the negative ones. Now let's explore the impact of gentrification. Gentrification often leads to increased living costs, pushing out the original inhabitants. This is the stark reality of gentrification. But the impact goes beyond the financial aspect. It's also about the loss of cultural identity and community. Imagine a neighborhood, once vibrant with local culture, traditions, and camaraderie, gradually transforming into a homogenized space, devoid of its original charm. It's like watching a colorful quilt slowly lose its distinct patterns, replaced by a single, uniform shade. This erosion of cultural identity isn't just metaphorical, it's tangible and visible. As more and more properties get converted into accommodations for digital nomads and tourists, the neighborhood's authentic character fades. The local bakery where everyone used to gather for morning coffee might be replaced by a hipster cafe. The corner store that sold local crafts might be turned into a souvenir shop catering to tourists. The very soul of the place gets lost in the process. But the impact of gentrification isn't just cultural, it's environmental too. As these nomad paradises become increasingly popular, they face a strain on their local resources. The increased demand for water, electricity, and waste management can put immense pressure on the local infrastructure, leading to environmental degradation. Take the example of Bali. Once a serene island paradise, Bali is now grappling with the effects of rapid tourism growth. Its water table is shrinking, waste management is becoming a challenge, and traffic congestion is a daily reality. The island's ecosystem is under stress, and it's the locals who bear the brunt of these changes. So gentrification is a complex issue, with far-reaching consequences. It doesn't just change the face of a neighborhood, it alters the very fabric of its community. It disrupts local economies, impacts the environment, and can lead to the dislocation of longtime residents. But let's remember, it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to navigate this landscape responsibly, ways to enjoy the nomad lifestyle without adding to the problem. And that involves listening to the voices of those who are most affected. So, now let's hear from fellow travelers who have experienced gentrification firsthand. Our friend Guillermo said he loves exploring new places and always tries to be conscious of his impact. Guillermo, a seasoned traveler from Buenos Aires, has journeyed from the bustling streets of Bangkok to the tranquil beaches of Costa Rica. But his wanderlust doesn't come without a sense of responsibility. He told us, "I aim to give back to the communities I visit, whether it's by staying in local guest houses, eating at local restaurants, or simply respecting the local customs and traditions. It's important to remember that we're guests in these places." Next we have Jeff and Gail, a charming couple from Sydney who've been on the road for over 5 years. They've seen firsthand how the influx of digital nomads and tourists can transform a place. They shared a poignant story about a small fishing village they visited in Vietnam. "When we first visited, it was a hidden gem. The locals were friendly, the food was authentic, and the beaches were untouched," Jeff reminisced. "We returned a few years later and it was almost unrecognizable. The charm was gone, replaced by touristy restaurants and beachfront resorts. It was disheartening." Gail added, "We love the freedom that comes with being digital nomads. But it's heartbreaking to see places lose their original charm and authenticity. We need to be mindful of the impact we have on these communities." These experiences underline a critical issue faced by many digital nomads. It's a delicate dance, balancing the pursuit of freedom and adventure with the respect and consideration for the local communities we visit. As travelers, we need to be aware of our footprint and strive to minimize our impact. The experiences of Guillermo, Jeff, and Gail shed light on the complexities of being a digital nomad. It's not just about working from a beach or exploring new cities. It's about navigating the delicate balance between seeking personal freedom and respecting the communities that host us. So how can we find a balance between pursuing the digital nomad dream and respecting the local communities we visit? Finding a balance is key to a sustainable digital nomad lifestyle. We all want to explore, experience new cultures, and live out our dreams. But it's crucial to understand the impact we can have on the places we visit and the people who call those places home. One way to mitigate the negative effects of gentrification is through conscious tourism. This means being mindful of the places we choose to visit, the accommodations we book, and the businesses we support. By choosing to stay in locally owned guest houses and patronizing local businesses, we can help ensure that our money goes directly into the local economy, supporting the community and reducing the risk of gentrification. Another important aspect of conscious tourism is respecting local cultures and traditions. This means not just observing but actively participating in local customs, learning the local language, and understanding the historical and cultural significance of the places we visit. It's not about taking a snapshot for Instagram, but truly immersing ourselves in the culture and becoming a part of the community, even if it's just for a short while. In addition to supporting local economies and respecting cultures, it's also important to limit our environmental impact. This can be as simple as using reusable water bottles, reducing our energy consumption, and being mindful of our waste. In places where tourism is leading to environmental degradation, we can choose to visit during off-peak seasons, explore less crowded destinations, or even participate in local conservation efforts. Lastly, we can use our skills and resources to give back to the communities we visit. This could be through volunteering, teaching, or even starting a business that provides jobs and opportunities for locals. By striking this balance, we can continue to live the digital nomad dream without contributing to the problems of gentrification. It's about being more than just visitors or tourists. It's about being responsible. Before we wrap up, we ask you, our viewers, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to seeking freedom in your life? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Well, that's it for today's episode of Expat Freedom Trail. We hope this discussion sheds some light on the complex issue of gentrification in nomad paradises. Remember, it's up to all of us to ensure that our pursuit of freedom doesn't come at the expense of the communities we visit. Thanks for joining us on this journey off the beaten path. Until next time, stay curious and respectful of the world around you. If you believe in living a life unbound, give us a thumbs up and share this video to spread the freedom. This is Cassie and Jonathan, signing off from Expat Freedom Trail. Stay safe, stay happy, and forever live free.